Hi, I'm Beth Tweddle and welcome to winkball.com.
Hi there Beth, thanks for taking the time to talk with us today on winkball.com. First off, could you start by telling us a little about the event here at the Echo Arena this weekend?
It was our national championships here in Liverpool. It's the first time it's been held in Liverpool and it's a very prestigious event. Everyone wants to be British champion. So we had the S-Bars, which are 12 and 13, they did the finals today. And then yesterday's competition there was the junior all-around, which is all four apparatus added together, and also the senior all-around, and then apparatus finals for S-Bar junior and senior today.
And how did you get on for anyone who didn't hear the result?
Myself yesterday I couldn't actually contend for the all-round because I only actually do two apparatus, but my teammate Hannah Whelan won the seniors and Rebecca Tully won the juniors, and then today personally I won the last so really pleased with the weekend's performance.
How important is it for you to enjoy the support of the fans in what is now your adopted home city?
The support of fans is great. I mean, every major championships you go to, you've always got someone behind you, but to walk into a stadium full of Liverpool people who have supported me throughout my career, and obviously a lot of gymnastic fans from around the country who have been supporting me, so it gives you that extra boost when you're doing your routine, you're a little bit tired and you can hear everyone shouting for you. It just thinks, no, I've got to finish it for it.
Although this is a very prestigious event in its own right, lots of people will be looking at this event as one of many leading up to London 2012. Now that the Games are only 12 months away, do you now go into every competition with one eye on the Olympics?
I think you've always got the Olympics in the back of your mind, but you can't focus too much on it. As a team, we haven't actually qualified for the Olympics, so in October that's our main event to qualify. So this competition was actually the first trial, so I guess you have sort of got one mindset on the Olympics, but you've got to sort of push that to the back of your mind.
I was going to ask, what are you most looking forward to over the course of the next year, but I suppose October would then be the main focus of the next few months.
Yeah, definitely October's going to be the main focus. As a team we want to qualify in the top 8, otherwise we have to qualify in January, so it's going to be a long year next year. So personally it's going to be a hard challenge, but obviously the whole team are looking forward to it.
Good stuff. Have you spent any time around the Olympic Stadium and Village, or is that a case of putting the cart before the horse since you haven't qualified yet?
I've done a little bit promo stuff with McDonald's. I did their Open Farm programme, but to be honest I try and step away from it just because we haven't qualified. I don't want to jinx myself, so anything to do with the Olympics, as long as it's not near the Olympic band, I will do bits. Any
faint impressions of the preparations in London so far? How's it shaping up for you?
My preparations?
Or the preparations of the Village and also your own?
To be honest, I have only seen it when it was sort of, the stadium was just nearly built, so I haven't actually seen it recently, but from all accounts of other people that have been down, it looks really nice, and to be honest it's going to be a fantastic Games. The UK have been able to put games on before. We did the Manchester Commonwealth Games, so London's going to be a massive event.
During the Olympics, many people around the world watch events that they wouldn't ordinarily take an interest in. There'll be people who are watching you next year, hopefully, who maybe haven't seen you performing this weekend, for instance. For the benefit of those people not in the know, could you point us in the direction of other British gymnasts to potentially look out for?
On the women's side, there's Hannah Whelan, who won the British senior title this weekend. There's also Rebecca Downey. Unfortunately, she had a serious injury at the beginning of the year, but she's looking to be back by October to help us to qualify. And then on the boys' side, there's Lewis Smith, who won the bronze in Beijing on the pommel horse. There's also Daniel Keatings. He's now back to form after he had an injury with his knee. And then Daniel Purvis has been winning world medals and European medals, so there's a lot of gymnasts to look out for.
Confident about the state of British gymnastics then? It sounds like there's a really strong team of you all raring to get going. Yeah,
the spirit within the British camp is really good at the minute. Every championships we're going to, everyone's supporting everyone, everyone knows that we're there. It was one of the first Europeans that we went to this year where it was actually in the papers that we were going rather than what had happened after the event. So the camp and the spirit is just really good.
Do you think that potentially home support will give you an edge? How big a difference does it make being in front of your own fans, or do you think it will be?
I think it's a massive thing to have your home crowd. I've done 2 home events now, the World Championships, the European Championships. The Worlds were actually in the O2 where the Olympics is going to be, and to walk into a stadium with British fans, flags everywhere, it's just a massive thing.
Is it daunting? Is the idea of the Olympics daunting, particularly with it being at home?
I think it could be. You could take it 2 ways. One is extra pressure because you're on home ground, everyone expects you to win. But obviously I take it as they're there to help you, not to put the pressure on you.
and you've been very successful, incredibly successful in recent times. A year out from the Games, how do you rate your chances, honestly?
I'd love to come away with a medal. The results have been going my way, but obviously a year is still a long time, not only for myself to prepare, but also for others to prepare, so it's going to be a challenge.
Would it be fair to say that, assuming qualification and so forth, that London 2012 might just be the pinnacle of your career?
I'd love it to be. I mean, that is going to be my last championships, and then I'll take a step away from the competing side. I'll never walk away from gymnastics, so you'll just have to watch this space.
And you've got a place at the University of Liverpool starting in the September after the Games, is that right? How are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I've got a place to start physiotherapy. I've wanted to do it since I was about 7 or 8, so that's going to be another challenge in itself. I've always wanted to do it, and obviously my gymnastics career hasn't allowed it, so it'll be another challenge to take on.
Well, you might get a bit of additional attention on campus, I think, but anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us, and best of luck in October, and then next summer we'll be looking out for you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Winkball.